Bayanlar baylar sevgili dostlar, Meta PlayStation YouTube kanalına hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Yeni serimiz olacak oyun inşallah. Mortal Kombat 1 Khaos DLC'sine hoş geldin arkadaşlar. Bu Mortal Kombat 1'in yeni DLC'si arkadaşlar. Bakalım nasıl bir oyun. Yani nasıl bir hikaye bizi bekliyor. Bunu hep birlikte göreceğiz ama sizden ufak bir ricam var. Lütfen destek için kanalıma abone olmayı, like atmayı, isteğini varsa yorumlara yazmayı çok sevinirim. Fazla konuşmayalım. Şimdi Mortal Kombat 1'in yeni DLC'si. Bakalım biz neler bekleyecek. Hadi oynayalım. Evet. DLC'mizin şeyi bu arkadaşlar. Bakalım nasıl başlıyoruz. No, klasik farklı. Continue diyor ama sonra bakarız. Karanlıktır şu. Geç abi. Şimdi bir dakika, 2 dakikaya geliyorum böyle. Şimdi oynanabilir dedi. Aynen. Şimdi de size göstereyim arkadaşlar. Yeni kuleler çıktı. DLC'de ekstra kulemiz var. Şimdi tabi buna geçmiyoruz. Konflik diyelim, menüye dönelim. Şimdi bunu arıyorum. Arkadaşlar bu ana hikayemiz. Bunu bitirdik zaten. Ama dur yine bir kontrol edeceğim. Evet. Bunu bitirdik arkadaşlar. Şimdi DLC'ye
Logos for Warner Brothers Games and NetherRealm Studios. In a dim, burnt-out forest, a silhouette cloaks while perched on a gnarled tree. A woman in yellow cybernetic armor sprints down a path below. Title: Mortal Kombat 1, Khaos Reins. The woman in yellow glances back over her shoulder as she runs. The eye panels of her helmet glow a soft green. She stops to examine her surroundings through a high-tech visor. Her faceplate retracts to reveal a youthful, deep umber face.
Where are you?
A warning appears.
Sevgili dostlarım, beğendiyseniz like atmayı, destek için de kanalıma abone olmazsanız çok teşekkür ederim.
Green light pools around her feet as she runs along the underside of a fallen tree, sticking to it. She lands on the path and looks around.
I thought you never miss.
But for that armor, I wouldn't have. Stand and fight.
You want to fight? Show yourself.
And lose the advantage? Have I taught you nothing, Cyrax?
The woman in yellow, Cyrax, flees a sudden jet of flames behind her. Several black cords hang from the back of her helmet, resembling long locks capped with silver beads. She ducks, slides, then drops down into a large depression in the earth. Cyrax looks up. 4 more missiles streak toward her. She engages Friction Assist to scale the sheer walls. After dodging 3 missiles, she knocks the 4th aside just before it explodes in her face.
If you had your head, been more disciplined, you'd have felt the noose tightening around your neck.
Fighting your foe unseen, attacking from a distance. There are rules.
Rules? Lin Kuei don't fight tournaments.
We fight wars.
A woman in red decloaks.
I have hidden. You must reveal me. That should be second nature to someone with your pedigree. I was wrong, thinking you worthy of that armor.
The woman in red casually dodges Cyrax. She parries and redirects each of Cyrax's kicks before finally taking a blow to the chest.
You are my instructor and my commander. Don't confuse that with being my superior.
ara bayağıdır oynamadığım arkadaşlar. Gözler acayip iyi. Hareketlere bakayım. Bu nasıl hareket ya? Gözün hareketleri neredeydi? Ha şu aşağı yuvarlı. Oo, nasıl? Bak. Bu nasıl yapalım? Bu nasıl?
This is not over yet, sister.
Fight! Hani şuna kadar biraz arkadaşlar bir dakika, o oyunun sesi mi kısık? Yok, kontrolü.
Perhaps I Commander.
Fight.
Ulan ne bu lan? Allah dur ya. Hadi be. Ulan kıl payı kazandı. Neyse arkadaşlar,
You are my
izleyelim.
instructor and my commander. Don't confuse that with being my superior.
Fight.
Ya. Fazla kaçın ya.
Perhaps I should be commander.
Fight.
Now who isn't worthy?
Had I not shown myself, you never would have found me.
You don't like my combat? Send me back to the air mountains.
You do not go home until I have made you the perfect Lin Kuei. I made your parents that promise, and I will keep it.
They glare at one another. All around them, the forest glitches and disappears, giving way to a circular chamber adorned with bright lights and status screens. Sub-Zero steps forth from the chamber's edge. He eyes them both as they bow, then addresses the woman in red.
Once again, you outdo yourself. This facility, the armor, even your father's dreams weren't so grand.
Senin baban, senin baban.
Only you could have replaced him as our master armorer.
Bunlar ikiz kardeş.
Indeed.
Is that disrespect? You are fortunate Sector is your mentor.
None is intended, Grandmaster.
With your permission, I will begin the armor's mass production.
First, it must be tested in battle. We have found Kuai Liang and his Shirai Ryu. They gather at the Wuxi for his wedding.
Attack his wedding? I am aware what he's done, but...
Surprise will give us the tactical advantage.
We may win the battle, but find we lose the war. No one will respect us.
Better to be feared than respected.
Sub-Zero's eyes flare sharply.
I still cannot believe that Liu Kang capitulated to Outworld. That he agreed to break up our clan.
He was spineless, as was Kuai Liang for abiding his surrender.
They gave up on the Lin Kuei, but we will not. Go, begin attack preparations.
With an uneasy expression, Cyrax bows to Sub-Zero and strides out. The woman in red, Sector, watches her go.
Already she suspects our deception. Eventually she will learn the truth about Kuai Liang.
We will be ready when she does.
A smirk tugs at his lips. A late afternoon sun warms the pagodas of the Wuxi Academy. Spring blossoms litter the grounds, and bright fabrics hang from an ornate pavilion. Inside the pavilion, Raiden paces back and forth as he reads from a book.
Today we gather to witness the union of Harumi and Kuai Liang. Let us celebrate their bond as they celebrate each other.
Johnny walks up.
As they celebrate
Stage fright, Thunderlad?
I have never performed a marriage, and I wasn't expecting to today. But Liu Kang and Geras were called to Outworld unexpectedly, and I...
Relax, Ray dude.
Relax,
You're being very undude. We're just extras in this picture. Kuai Liang and Harumi, they're the stars.
Kenshi and Kung Lao join them, and they all watch as the wedding procession approaches. The bride, Harumi, wears a bright red kimono adorned with silver cranes. She walks hand in hand with Scorpion, who wears sashed black hakama pants with a red haori overtop. He gazes at Harumi with a broad smile that crinkles the long scar on his face. A small procession of monks follows them, many holding musical instruments.
Man, this reminds me of when Chris and I got hitched.
In Hollywood? I bet that was epic.
Nah, it was before I got famous. Small service, modest church. Ah, simpler times.
Johnny smiles softly. A small crowd of audience members has gathered. Nearby, a figure wearing all black sneaks out of sight. The monks continue to play. Along a rooftop behind the watching crowd, 4 more figures stalk in a crouch. In a separate courtyard, Cyrax and Sector stand at attention. Worry tugs at Cyrax's face as Sub-Zero approaches. Dozens of black-garbed Lin Kuei warriors follow him. Sector's eyes narrow. Mechanical gun arms unfold from the back of her armor. At the wedding ceremony, Scorpion and Harumi arrive at the pavilion.
Today, we gather to witness the union of Harumi and Kuai Liang. Let us celebrate their bond as they celebrate each other.
The courtyard wall explodes.
Elder gods.
The monks and Shirai Ryu in the audience charge, but are downed by dozens of arrows loosed from the smoke. Lin Kuei warriors pour in through the wall and set upon the crowd. Sub-Zero strides in after them. He dodges a swipe from a sword, then smashes the face of the man wielding it. He easily parries a second monk and freezes him solid. The man's jaw is locked open in a silent scream. Using boosters on the underside of her feet, Sector flies to the top of a tall statue. She observes for a moment before gliding down into the fray. Using knee and elbow strikes, she downs 3 of the warriors. Above them, Cyrax scales a steep rooftop with friction assist. She leaps down in a front flip to heel kick a monk, then body slams a second. Cyrax pauses to look at the pavilion, where the wedding party stares in dismay.
Oh, hell no. We are not doing the Red Wedding. What? Game of Thrones!
Game of
Season
Thrones.
3, episode 9.
Sezon,
Kung Lao
ikinci
shrugs.
sezon,
You, my
bölüm
friend, are
9'ünde.
hopeless.
Ya,
Both of you, not now.
They run toward the battle. Scorpion embraces Harumi.
Go. I'll be fine.
Scorpion dashes
Haram-
off.
haram
Johnny
çıksın.
pauses by Harumi.
Don't worry, I've got you.
You do.
Harumi whips out twin blades. She shrugs off the red outer layer of her wedding dress and charges in. 3 Lin Kuei attack. She stabs one's throat, high kicks another, then spins to slash repeatedly at the third.
God, please let her have a sister.
Smoke follows Johnny. Together, they square up against Cyrax and Sector. A powerful sidekick from Cyrax sends Smoke stumbling back.
When did the Lin Kuei go mecha anime? Who the hell are they?
Yellow and red. They have to be Cyrax and Sector. But I can't believe they would do this.
As we cannot believe you broke faith with the Lin Kuei.
Fight!
You are a poor rebel, Smoke.
Fight!
Hareketlerini bilmiyor. Anladım.
The attacker jabs the victim with 3 strikes, then knocks them away with an elbow to the head. Cyrax launches the victim airborne with a bomb, leaps after them, then smashes their face with a front flip heel kick.
Yapma ya. Tamam.
Kuai Liang has led you astray.
Harumi stabs a Lin Kuei, but another manages to immobilize her arm and knee her in the ribs. One warrior holds Harumi while a second backhands her.
No, that is not our
Hayır.
mission.
Cyrax dashes over just as the second Lin Kuei draws his sword. She knocks both attackers unconscious, then looks down at Harumi as she struggles to sit up.
What are you doing?
Sector appears.
I'm not
Harumi
good.
manages to slide kick her, but Cyrax immobilizes the bride with a burst of expanding foam.
Desist. It is not your fight. Defend her, Cyrax. Kuai Liang, Thomas. They've broken their oath. They are fair game. But she is not Lin Kuei. She only attacks because we do.
Scorpion marches up.
Oh,
You corrupted the Lin Kuei.
Fight!
Geliyorum. Adam bir daha bırak. Adamın düğününde öyle rahatsız.
attacker jabs the victim with 3 strikes, then knocks them away with an elbow to the head. Cyrax launches the victim airborne with a bomb, leaps after them, then smashes their face with a front flip heel kick.
Evet, yine son anda arkadaşlar. Yine son anda kırpmayın.
You should have kept faith, Kuai Liang.
Fight.
The attacker hits the victim's face with a hook, then twists their arm to break their shoulder. Scorpion slings rogue darts through his victim's sternum and neck. He pulls. Scorpion slams them.
Scorched.
Make no mistake, we are here because of your treachery.
Cyrax looks down at Scorpion where he lies on his back. Nearby, 2 Lin Kuei hold Harumi captive. Sub-Zero approaches.
Are you ready, brother? To
Benim için
reap the
kardeşim ya.
reward of your faithlessness. Cyrax, take him.
Yes, Grandmaster.
Harumi manages to bash aside her captors. She draws one of their
You
swords
stump
and
on
faces
him.
Cyrax.
Stand aside. I told you this isn't your fight.
You want him? You must kill me.
If she makes it necessary, grant her wish.
You know Bihan is wrong, that he acts without honor.
No, it is Kuai Liang who's betrayed the Lin Kuei.
Eyes flaring wide, Scorpion struggles to his feet.
That is a lie. Spoken by the man who let my father perish.
What?
So impatient to lead, to make the Lin Kuei his. My brother went even further. He broke his sacred oath and sided with outsiders against Earthrealm.
No, that is impossible.
Scorpion points to his scar.
Did I have this when last we saw each other? Who do you think is responsible?
Grandmaster, is this true?
Every word.
Cyrax points to Sector.
You knew about this, didn't you?
I share his vision for the Lin Kuei. Won't be bound by Liu Kang's limits.
Breaking our tradition, our vows, I won't stand for it.
Which is why we kept you from the truth.
Now that you know, you are a threat to the Lin Kuei, and you must be imprisoned alongside my brother. Fight.
Aynı sayısız sayıklar da onun tarafında.
No longer my grandmaster.
Fight.
Done for.
by your lies?
An excellent question, Cyrax.
Kuai Liang,
Şimdi de
I have no words. In my heart, I doubted this mission, but in the rush to prove myself,
That's no excuse.
Cyrax drops her gaze.
No, it is not. There can only be one punishment.
She drops to one knee and bows her head. Glaring, Scorpion shifts his stance. His right hand reaches for a sword on his back. He grips its handle. Behind him, the dark-haired Harumi lays a gentle hand over his. Scorpion's expression immediately softens as he meets her eyes.
Please, Kuai Liang. She was deceived. Give her mercy. Your gift to me on our wedding day.
She gives a soft smile. Scorpion releases his grip on the sword.
As you wish. But no, you are not forgiven. This day has seen too much Shirairayu blood.
Cyrax remains on one knee and nods. As Scorpion glares at her, Raiden approaches with Kenshi.
The Lin Kuei retreat. We've turned them away.
Thank you, Raiden. And also to the Shaolin. I am sorry to have entangled you in my family's squabble.
Sadece anladığım kelimeleri çeviriyorum arkadaşlar.
We will deal
Kusura
with them
bakma.
upon our return to the compound.
Respectfully, no. Their crimes are not only against you, but against Earthrealm and Outworld. Their fate lies in the hands of Lord Liu Kang and Empress Melina.
In the throne room of Sundo's palace, Sector and Sub-Zero kneel with their hands bound.
Spare their lives. Are you mad?
I agree. They must answer for aiding Shao's rebellion. And of course, I leave their punishment to you. But killing them will neither restore Sindel nor ease your loss.
But it will give me
Lanet
great
prens
pleasure.
prenses
Kitana
prens
walks
ne?
up.
Empress, please.
Prenses lütfen.
When Shao's rebellion ended and he was imprisoned, my advisors also urged mercy to smother the seditious fire he'd lit. But it stayed, smoldering among his followers. And when Shao escaped from his cell, it reignited. Now, my sister's armies are stretched to their limits.
And as always, Earthrealm's might is at your disposal to help deal with Shao's threat. What I ask in return is that together we try to break the cycle of violence as partners in peace.
Liu Kang gestures to Sub-Zero and Sector.
What's this?
Across the throne room, swirling pink light forms a portal. Several pairs of booted feet step through. Chaos versions of Giras, Raiden, Kenshi, and others glare with glowing orange eyes. Their skin is heavily scarred, and all are clad in red, blue, and gold.
Interlopers from yet another timeline.
Yes, but whose?
As the newcomers snarl, a severed head flies from the portal. Blood spurts from the neck stump. When it rolls to a stop, Titan Havoc's mutilated face stares from a full metal helmet. Heavy boots approach the head. Titan Havoc's body reaches down and secures his own head back on with a smile.
Havoc.
The cleric of chaos is a keeper of time. This day will not end well.
How can it not? I finally meet the man who inspired my life's work. Thank you, Lord Liu Kang.
Spare me the theatrics, Havoc. Explain.
I fought against you at the pyramid, alongside Titan Shang Tsung. He came to my timeline and sought my aid. Until then, I'd no inkling other timelines existed, let alone that they could be made to fight. That is why you are here, to pit my timeline against yours in combat. Yours, mine, all timelines. You cannot imagine the chaos. Can I presume the next death you seek is mine? That comes later. For now, I only need him.
He jabs a finger at Giras. Behind Titan Havoc, Chaos Kenshi and another man, Chaos Takeda, step forward. They extend metal gauntlets, and glowing tendrils shoot forth to wrap around Giras's arms. The other fighters from Titan Havoc's timeline charge. Liu Kang dodges 2 wielding clubs. Kung Lao leaps and spin kicks another.
We are finished if Giras is abducted. We must break free.
Sub-Zero freezes and shatters his handcuffs.
The odds
Ay, bana kolay kurabiliyorsun.
We are Ungari, Chameleon. We won't fail.
Tanya stands with a silver-haired woman, Chameleon. As Sub-Zero charges the invaders, Sector eyes her. Sub-Zero fires an ice ball at Chaos Giras. Tanya batters him with her section staff. Chaos Giras parries both, but loses ground when Sub-Zero
Arkadaşlar
freezes
ikinci
his
bölümde
hands
inşallah
together.
ses ayarına bakacağım, öyle başlayacağım. Böyle sevmiyorum. Çok saçma.
She receives several
Ölse
hard
de
blows
yapacak
from
bir
her
şey.
attackers. Sector decloaks and knocks one aside.
Ne gibi konuşuyoruz? Bir şey de anlamıyorum.
You and Sub-Zero won't earn the
Sadece
Empress's
öyle.
mercy. Once set, her mind doesn't change.
We are not fighting for her mercy. We are fighting for our lives.
Hadi bak şimdi. Odaçı. Odaçı. Odaçı nereden çıktı? İleri geri kare, ileri geri üçgen, aşağı ileri üçgen. Nasıl? Oradan
The attacker jabs the victim with 3 strikes, then knocks them away with an elbow to the head. Quan Chi blasts the victim through a portal. They reappear above, and Quan Chi smashes their lumbar. Chameleon stabs the victim's knees with her size, transforms them into slicing fan blades, then a staff. Sector rockets forward and seizes the victim's face with a mechanical arm. She pummels their ribs.
So much for the chaos.
Fight!
You have no business here.
More Umgadi charge in, but an airborne Natara sprays them with blood. One throws a spear through her wing, and she collides with a chandelier. Khaos Reins electrifies the floor.
My sisters!
That would be foolish and unnecessary.
Sector stops Chameleon, then unfolds her gun arms to open fire. Khaos Reins blocks the bullets, then blasts them both out of the throne room. More Chaos minions set upon Sector and Chameleon. Khaos Reins pulls his compatriots to their feet.
Deal with them.
Chameleon finishes a minion with a sweep kick, then looks at Sector.
Your weapons need work. They were defeated easily.
They saved your sisters, did they not? Time for them to finish the job.
Fight!
Are all Lord Havoc's mages useless?
Fight!
Stabs the victim's knees with her size, transforms them into slicing fan blades, then a star. Sector rockets forward and seizes the victim's face with a mechanical arm. She pummels their ribs.
Now have you had enough? You are a good fighter. It is not just you Ungari who train from birth. My parents raised me to be Lin Kuei. My skills are their legacy.
The palace's hanging gardens glimmer in the night. Chameleon and Sector fight through more minions. Inside, Giras is still immobilized by the magic tendrils. Kung Lao and Raiden follow Liu Kang, but Titan Havoc lands in front of them. Liu Kang fires a dragon's tail burst of flame. Kung Lao and Raiden attempt to follow up, but Titan Havoc knocks them away. He rips off his own head, spraying blood as he smacks down each of his 3 attackers. He reattaches it with a twisting motion.
His skills, they're unnatural. How do we fight them?
Trust your training and each other to endure and survive.
They all rejoin the fight. Nearby, Chameleon picks up her staff and winds up a throw. Chaos Giras spots her.
Bu oyundan sonra bir Mortal Kombat serisi var.
He immobilizes Chameleon with a time stop, then begins pushing a support pillar toward her. Sector destroys the pillar with missiles just as Chameleon is freed.
Now do you appreciate the armor?
If only you had built it for a more noble purpose.
Whatever its intended purpose, it now serves Lord Havoc's. You will fight and die for his amusement. Rejoice. Embrace the chaos. Fight.
Hareket olmak.
Embrace chaos. I will embrace victory.
Fight.
Bu bayağı
I loathe chaos.
Normalde oynuyorum.
Liu Kang dodges club strikes from Titan Havoc.
Zor bir de zorlar, kolay bir de çok basit değil mi? Normal.
Giras's captors drag him toward the portal.
Kaçırıyorlar adamı.
Liu Kang rolls to avoid Titan Havoc's heavy spiked club. He manages to grab a hold of it. Liu Kang throws the club airborne, taking both of Titan Havoc's arms with it. Titan Havoc positions himself to reattach them, then knocks Liu Kang away.
Yok olur, vücut geri topluyor bana. Onun değişik ya.
Titan Havoc shoulders the club, then follows Giras as he is dragged through the portal.
Not escape.
Sector unfolds her gun arms, but Sub-Zero charges in, obstructing her view. The portal swallows him up. Sector retracts her faceplate and stares in dismay. In a starry void of orange and purple light, dark stone ruins twist through one another like gnarled tree branches. Long chains and broken rocks float between them. Along one crumbling stone path, Sub-Zero strides forward. He faces down Titan Havoc and his minions, who are lit by glowing orange crystals.
I hope you are fond of chaos.
Back in the throne room, Liu Kang and the Earthrealm fighters slowly get to their feet. Debris litters the white and gold architecture. Chameleon helps Tanya up. Empress Melina storms in, wearing her ornate magenta robes.
Tanya, detain her!
She points to Sector, who scowls as Tanya grabs her wrists. More Umgadi surround them, pointing their spears. Kitana touches Melina's arm.
Empress, perhaps she has earned mercy. She aided us in combat.
Only because we faced a common foe. She was complicit in Mother's death. She deserves no mercy.
She may not, Empress. But we will need her aid in the current crisis. We should take the time to discuss.
As you wish.
Liu Kang and Kitana trail Melina out of the throne room. Tanya and the other Umgadi escort the now handcuffed Sector behind them. In a dim stone corridor, the Chaos Kenshi and Takeda glance downward as they drag someone along the floor. Firelight flickers in a wrought iron chandelier overhead. The Chaos attackers trudge onward, dragging a barely conscious Sub-Zero by his arms. Along one side of the corridor, corpses of several different versions of Geras are heaped in a pile. Sub-Zero's eyes widen. In a small chamber ahead, the living Geras dangles from his chained wrists. Several black tubes hang from an iron apparatus, twisting into red syringes along his back. Another tube snakes from the ceiling, and Chaos Geras inserts it into Geras's shoulder muscle. Sub-Zero's captors tie him to a metal braking wheel, then rotate it so that he hangs upside down. Titan Havoc walks up as the wheel begins to rise.
He is a gifted fighter. He will do well in the arena. No, for him, I have other plans. To pass the time while I infuse my Kamidogu with Geras' time crystals.
What are Kamidogu?
You don't know. See for yourself.
Stones glow around the chamber's edge.
They are powerful, ancient relics. When used together, they can remake this timeline's reality.
Arkadaşlar buraları anlamak için konuşmuyorum. Bir de saat geç oldu, o yüzden fazla bağırıp da rahatsız etmeyelim komşularımızı, evdekileri.
He has brains to go with his brawn.
Shouldn't you have captured Liu Kang? Why capture Geras?
Because he is the only being who has lived in all prior timelines. Which means the time crystals within him contain the building blocks of all current timelines. Once my Kamidogu infused with them, I will have the power to remake
Mortal Kombat 1 Khaos DLC'sine devam ediyor.
Condemning us all to anarchy.
Not condemned.
Lütfen beğenmişler, like atmayı, destekçimde kalın, abone olun. Biraz izlenme yapıp saat takip edersek çok güzel olur arkadaşlar.
In Sundo's palace, Melina examines a map on the wall of her chambers.
This new Havoc is different from ours. The one who helped Xiao's
Sub-Zero,
rebellion. He doesn't want freedom. He wants to burn everything down. Smashing timelines together so he can watch them fight?
Our Havoc is less crazed because I recrafted his destiny when I restarted time. Meeting Titan Havoc proves it was wise I did.
First that Shang Tsung, now this Havoc? Will the threats from these titans never cease? Tell me, how do we escape this crisis?
We must rescue Geras before Havoc takes from him what he needs.
I will dispatch several legions. Katana
Your
will...
Majesty, they are needed here. Shao's escape, his renewed rebellion leave Outworld vulnerable. Similarly, I cannot go, as my absence would leave the timeline vulnerable.
Which is why you believe we need Sector.
As Lin Kuei, she and Cyrax are trained for this type of mission, and they have the benefit of being with us here. I can send them immediately, under Scorpion's command.
I want neither's help. I will go alone.
That would be unwise. Do not doubt Cyrax's need to make amends. And do not doubt Sector's hatred of Havoc's chaos, or her longing for Sub-Zero's safe return. Neither will betray us.
Scorpion walks with Cyrax.
Trust Sector. Are you sure?
No. I am also not sure I trust you. But Liu Kang is right. We must act.
Down the hall, a now unbound Sector is escorted by Umgadi. She halts before Scorpion, her eyes narrowed.
You understand the terms of your release?
Retrieving Geras is our priority. Rescuing Bihan
is secondary. We save him only if the mission is not put at risk.
That was made clear.
Do not forget.
He jabs a finger towards Sector.
Move! Liu Kang is waiting.
He marches off. Cyrax follows, but Sector pauses for a moment. Her face draws into a snarl before the faceplate of her helmet folds over it. In the crumbling ruins of Titan Havoc's dimension, a fiery portal appears. Scorpion, Cyrax, and Sector step out of it. All three look around as the warm glow of the portal disappears. Rickety wooden structures are haphazardly built into the stone ruins. Overhead, a night sky with swirling green auras provides little light. It washes over the grimy stonework.
I have never seen the like.
Cyrax touches a stream of water as it runs upward.
Nor have I.
She examines her fingertips.
No distractions. Either of you.
Sector crosses her arms, then looks pointedly at Cyrax.
He scolds me like some new initiate? Calm yourself. We cannot save our timeline if we fight among ourselves.
When this crisis ends, we settle our differences.
They walk after Scorpion, passing several ruffians in the streets. In a market stall, a Shokan butchers a giant pillbug. Another reads from two booklets where he stands on a pulpit.
All that your body craves is holy. From the time you were born, Order's minions have poisoned your...
Another Shokan waves his hands near a pink crystal ball. Scorpion wanders to a stall with ceremonial masks and examines an ornate gold one. Dozens of refugees mill about the market in dull clothing. Cyrax looks up as a giant snail waves its eye tentacles toward her. Its rider holds the reins loosely. She approaches Scorpion with a frustrated wave.
It is madness. We must find Geras in this.
She motions loosely toward the market. Nearby, a soldier in an olive drab uniform dashes between stalls. He wears an M1 helmet and aviator sunglasses and glances over his shoulder as he flees. The soldier knocks aside a gambling table and several onlookers, sending coins flying. 3 minions pursue him. When one minion grabs him from behind, he rears back and uses it as leverage to kick a second. The soldier spots a Chaos reptile in red robes, and he flees in the opposite direction. A Chaos Ermac catches him off guard with a punch to the jaw. He struggles to rise. Chaos Ermac and Reptile tie the soldier's hands behind his back and escort him toward a Chaos Baraka.
We know you lead those who resist us. Lord Havoc wants their names.
Quit beating your gums. He's getting nothing from me.
Once he breaks the cryo monster, you will be next.
Name: Jonathan Cage.
Rank:
Rank: Lieutenant Colonel. Serial number: piss off.
He strikes Cage on the cheek, then punches his gut.
Perhaps he knows where to find Giras. And the cryomancer that Tarkatan mentioned, it must be Bihan.
I concur.
As Khaos Baraka whips out his arm blades, Sector knocks him aside with a spinning hook kick. She helps Lieutenant Colonel Cage to his feet, and he headbutts another minion behind her. Sector sears off Cage's bindings with a small wrist laser.
Welcome to the party, baby doll. What's your name?
Call me Sector.
I'll call you anytime you want.
Nearby, Khaos Baraka holds out his blades.
Fight.
The attacker jabs the victim with 3 strikes, then knocks them away with an elbow to the head. Sector rockets forward and seizes the victim's face with a mechanical arm. She pummels their ribs.
Keep your teeth to yourself.
Fight.
Here so inept.
I like your grit. You've ruined me for the girls back home.
Less flirting, more fighting.
A burst of green energy knocks Cage back. Sector turns to see the Chaos Ermac.
It will be destroyed. Fight.
The attacker jabs the victim with 3 strikes, then knocks them away with an elbow to the head. Sector rockets forward and seizes the victim's face with a mechanical arm. She pummels their ribs.
You have many souls, but little skill.
Fight.
Elimizden. Lan böyle balık falan. Böyle.
Lin Kuei don't die easily.
The Chaos Reptile transforms into his lizard form.
What in blue blazes?
Cage lifts his shades as the Chaos Reptile charges and latches onto Sector's arm. Cage punches his groin.
Oh, shit. This is some bad business.
Unfazed, Chaos Reptile tackles Cage, snapping at his face. Sector knees Chaos Reptile aside. He transforms back into human form.
Never seen a Zaterran?
Is that what the hell he is?
Lord Havoc wants you captured. Your choice if it is dead or alive.
Fight.
Bayanlar baylar, sevgili dostlar. Burası bölüm sonu olsun. İnşallah bir sonraki videoda buradan devam edeceğiz. Şimdilik hoşçakalın. Sağlıcakla kalın. Beğendiğiniz kadarıyla like atmayı, destek için kanalıma abone olmayı varsanız çok sevinirim. İnşallah bir sonraki videoda buradan devam ederiz. Şimdilik hoşçakalın. Sağlıcakla kalın. Hayırlı akşamlar.